terrible aftermath, the hatless hatter rises into view. He stands alone among the fiery ruins, his otherworldly features set in a woeful stare. As flames devour the village and surrounding woods, he paces forward aimlessly. He comes upon his fallen top hat with its broad, rosy ribbon and picks it up off the ground. He eyes it solemnly, then sets it atop his bushy orange hair. As smoke billows behind him, he stares off with a melancholy gaze.
Hatter!
Back with Alice.
I'm fine.
Are you?
The Mad Hatter gazes about.
Did you hear that? I'm certain I heard something.
What?
Oh, Red Knight!
The Mad Hatter plucks Alice up, hurries from the clearing, and races down a woodland path. Elsewhere, the bloodhound sniffs the ground as he leads a troop of red knights in pursuit. The Mad Hatter nimbly brushes overgrown branches out of his way, then ducks behind a thick tree trunk. The bloodhound and the knights race past him. Leaving the hiding spot, the Hatter dashes onward. Reaching the forest's edge, he stops short. A glassy river cuts off his path. The Hatter glimpses the knights combing through nearby trees. He removes his hat and sets Alice on the brim.
Go south to Trottle's Bottom. The White Queen's castle just beyond. Hold on tight, please.
He flings his hat over the river. It flies like a discus.
Turn with the bloody red tree!
He grins defiantly as the hat makes a bouncy landing on the opposite bank. Alice tumbles off and sprawls face down in the dirt. Getting to her feet, she watches helplessly as the red knights surround the Mad Hatter and march him back through the forest. The mouse-sized Alice gazes after her captured friend, then scans her surroundings and edges back toward the top hat. She crouches and lifts its brim, flattening a cluster of grass blades beneath. As she crawls inside and lowers it, the grass rises back into place. The young woman settles into the handy shelter. The hat rests on a knoll under a gnarled tree. Now, the sun rises into view, filling the sky with golden light. Under the hat, Alice sleeps curled up on the grass, a shaft of sunlight illuminating her face and arms. She wakes as the bloodhound's sniffing nose lifts the hat away. Alice gets to her feet and glares at the dog.
You were supposed to lead them away. The Hatter trusted you.
They have my wife from Pops.
What's your name?
Bayard.
Sit.
The bloodhound obeys.
Would your name be Alice, by any chance?
Yes, but I'm not the one that everyone's talking about.
The Hatter would not have given himself up just for any Alice.
Where did they take him?
To the Red Queen's castle at Salazan Grom.
We're going to rescue him.
That is not foretold.
I don't care. He wouldn't be there if it weren't for me.
The Frabjous day is almost upon us. You must prepare to meet the Jabberwocky.
From the moment I fell down that rabbit hole, I've been told what I must do and who I must be. I've been shrunk, stretched, scratched, and stuffed into a teapot. I've been accused of being Alice and of not being Alice, but this is my dream. I'll decide where it goes from here.
If you diverge from the path,
I make the path.
Bayard lies down, resting his head on the ground. Alice climbs his snout to the top of his head. She picks her way over his spiked collar, faces forward, and straddles his shoulders.
Take me to Salazan Grom, Bayard. And don't forget the hat.
Bayard picks up the hat in his teeth, then takes off at a gallop. The dog rushes over a path alongside the winding river with impressive speed. On his shoulders, Alice clings to his collar's leash ring while her long blonde curls bounce against her back. Bayard reaches a vast barren plain ringed with trees. Alice rides fearlessly as the bloodhound takes her over the rugged, parched terrain. Their path takes them through a dry river gorge between jagged mountains. As they reach the other end, the Queen's castle looms ahead, its many turrets capped with sharp, narrow spires. Alice blinks at the massive structure as the dog slows beneath her. They arrive at a moat littered with severed heads. The young woman climbs down from her canine mount.